Hi guys, and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be predicting the scores of week 25 of this the 2019-2020 Premier League season. Now before we get started, we're going to have a quick look back at how well we got on last week. However, there is one game that's taken place this evening at the time of recording, which is Wednesday evening. That's Liverpool taking on West Ham at the London Stadium. Currently 0-0 at the moment. So Nathan, tell us how you got on last week.
Okay, so last week I had a fairly average week. I got 7 points with one perfect result, that being Liverpool to beat Wolves 2-1.
Yeah, and I had a bit of a disaster. I had just 5 scores correct, or 5 results correct, you could say. No perfect scores in that bunch of predictions. Representing the viewers last week was Francis Bellardi, and so far Francis has got 7 points. He's got West Ham 0, Liverpool 4, so he could potentially go up to 10 points, but that won't actually get him the highest score of the week, because front runner at the moment is David with 11 points. Just behind him we've got David Redgrift, who's got 9 points. He actually made his predictions as well for the West Ham versus Liverpool match. And we've got Hassan Ali. It's a bit of a belated score prediction. He's got 10 points at the moment, but he's made his predictions for that West Ham Liverpool fixture as well. So I'll probably snip this in somewhere late in the evening during the editing process. But enough of last week. Let's crack on, make some predictions for week 25.
Okay, so first up we have the midday fixture between Leicester and Chelsea. Now Leicester last time around, last night of course, they did lose to Villa at Villa Park in the Carabao Cup semi-final. Quite shocked that they lost that one, and they have been in a bit of patchy form recently. They did beat West Ham last time around though, so kudos to them for that. Chelsea, one place below them. They're doing fairly average as well. Got really an unexpected draw against Arsenal last time and a loss against Newcastle, so quite shocking there, but I expect Leicester will win this one at the King Power. I think Chelsea's problems will continue to struggle. I think Chelsea will continue to struggle with those teams around them and sort of the teams that you'd expect them to beat, and they don't beat in the end, so I'm going to say a 2-1 victory to the Foxes.
Yeah, difficult fixture to predict this one, but all of these fixtures this weekend are really very difficult to predict. I'm going to go for a draw in this one. I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. Leicester, their form has been up and down recently. Jamie Vardy last night didn't really look that fit.
Needed the rest.
He needs rest. Chelsea doing okay. Their form's up and down at the moment. I can't really decide who's going to, if there is going to be a win in this one, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, as I've said already. Okay, next we've got the first of the 3 o'clock kickoffs, and that's Bournemouth against Aston Villa. Another very difficult one to predict. Bournemouth in all sorts of trouble at the moment, currently lying third from bottom in the table, just getting that 1 victory in their last 6 fixtures. And Aston Villa, okay, they have picked up form, only losing, they've lost twice now in their last 6 fixture. Last 2 matches being a victory and a draw last night. Very good result in the Carabao Cup against Leicester, which sees them go to Wembley either against Manchester United or Manchester City, who are playing at the moment. Looks like it's going to be more like Manchester City at the time of recording. But in this match, Villa had a great result. It looks like head is going to be saying Villa to win this one. However, I've got a gut feeling the Bournemouth are going to get something out of this game. It could end up in a draw, but I'm going to go for a Cherries victory in this one. They look quite impressive last time out against Brighton, but Brighton, whenever I tip Brighton to win, they seem to lose. They always let me down, so I am going to go for a Cherries win in this one. 1-0, tight game.
I'm actually going to go for a Villa win in this one. I sort of disagree with you here. Bournemouth, if you look at their recent form, they have been losing to those important teams around them who they really should be beating. How do you lose to Norwich? How do you lose to West Ham? And how do you lose to, in a way, Watford have been playing really well, but how are you losing to all these teams? So I think Dean Smith is going to want Aston Villa to continue their momentum from last night. Samatta, Jack Grealish.
What's the matter, you? Hey!
The funny interview with Jack Grealish as well. where someone messed up his hair, got really angry, funniest thing ever. So yeah, 2-1 to Aston Villa. Next up we have Palace v Sheffield United. Now Palace sitting in 11th place, doing alright. Did lose to Southampton last time around, however. Quite shocked about that, but then again Palace don't seem to perform well at home. Where Sheffield United losing last time around to Man City at home. Lucky that it was only 1-0 there. That's a really good result against a team, especially
they did well. Sheffield United
really well against a team like Man City, but I think it's going to be back to winning ways for Sheffield United. I think they're going to sneak it 2-1. I don't think they'll be able to keep a clean sheet in this one, even though not many goes in past them, but I think Palace will just be able to overcome their defence 2-1.
Yeah, difficult one again to predict this one. Palace now, I think they've only won one fixture in 7 or 9, I believe. Sheffield United, after having a fantastic season so far in the league, they've only won 1 match out of their last 6.
To be fair, they have had a really tricky run. They've played Man City twice, and they've also played Liverpool as well.
Yeah, they've had Arsenal in that run as well. Watford as well, whose fortunes have turned up too. But in this fixture, I think it's going to be very close. Palace didn't look at all last time out against Southampton. Southampton absolutely dominated that fixture. So I'm going to go for an away victory in this one. I'm going to go for a Blades win, and I'm going to go 1-0 to the away teams. Next up, we've got Liverpool at home against Southampton. As we said, Liverpool currently in action, blowing everyone out of the water before them. I know Mane is out this evening, whether he'll be out again on the weekend. Probably will be. I think he's got a bit of an injury at the moment. Southampton doing well. Nathan Redmond, absolute screamer of a goal.
Beautiful stuff. And
Stuart Armstrong, fantastic goal in the second half as well, last time out. Can't really see anything apart from a Liverpool win. They're getting ever so close to that title now, which has eluded them in the Premier League.
Distance now.
Almost there, but yeah, I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory to the Reds.
Interesting. I'm actually going to go for a 3-0. I think Liverpool are going to be more dominant than they expect. I think they'll easily be able to break through the Southampton defence, and there's no way that... Well, I think Danny Ings is going to have a quiet one on the weekend, and they're a really good strike force, so... Yeah, 3-0 Liverpool. Also Southampton really rising up the table recently as well. 9th up to 9th when most people tipped them for relegation as well. They've really turned things around since around November through Christmas and all that. Next up, we got Newcastle versus Norwich. Newcastle been performing really well as well recently.
Yeah, drew 2-2 last week against Everton, of course.
That's a really good result, especially under the resurgent Everton team as well. Norwich back to losing ways again last week, losing 2-1 to Spurs. Very lucky to get the goal there, really. But I think it's going to be back to losing ways again for Norwich. That run's going to continue, and I can see Newcastle going into this one. Steve Bruce is going to want them to make an impact. I think they are going to make an impact in this one. The likes of Almiron up front, as well as is Shelby back?
I think so. St. Maxim as well. I think he's back too.
Yeah. So all their some of their top stars are back. So I can see
Joe Linton's actually looking quite sharp.
Oh yeah. So. I reckon Joe Linton and Almiron will score this weekend. So there's your clue for the prediction: 2-0 to Newcastle.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tight match. It could, although you're looking at it, there could be goals. But at home, Newcastle don't concede that many. I'm going to go for a narrow victory to the Magpies in this one. I think they've just got a little bit too much quality going forward against that Norwich rear guard. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory to the Magpies in this one. Next up, we've got Watford at home against Everton. Another tough match to predict. They all seem to be tough this week, as I've already said. I'm actually going to go for a victory to the Hornets in this one. I think Watford were unlucky last time out against Villa. Did they? I can't remember if they had a goal disallowed or something, or it was a miss or something for so long ago now that my memory's sort of deceiving itself. But I'm going to go for a home win, and I'm going for 2-1 to Watford.
Interesting. I'm actually going to do the complete opposite to you. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Everton. I think with their form recently, they've been looking really good. And
they've only lost 1 in 6 as well, Everton.
Yeah, which is really, really impressive, especially where they were at the start of the season. I think Watford, with their bounce under Nigel Pearson is sort of coming to an end now, and I think they'll probably lose this week and then start to pick up form when Nigel Pearson gets back into the squad, back into them again, because they've lost a few fixtures. So I'm going to say 2-1 to Everton in this one. Next up we got West Ham versus Brighton. West Ham playing tonight, so Brighton have had that little extra rest, bigger rest than before, bigger rest than what West Ham had or have had in the last week.
It's 20 minutes now into the fixture, and it's still 0-0 at the London Stadium between West Ham and Liverpool.
That's interesting. The Man City, Man United still 0-0 as well, but. Yeah, I can actually see Brighton, the freshest side probably. I can actually see them coming away with a win in this one. Graham Potter is going to want the Seagulls really focused and really wanting to win this game to show their relegation rivals what they are really made of. And they need to pick up points against teams around them as well. So I'm going to say 2-1 to Brighton.
Yeah, both teams in dire form at the moment.
Yeah.
Every time I pick Brighton to win or get something out of the game, they go and let me down.
Yeah,
West Ham all over the place at the moment. Losing in the FA Cup at home against West Brom, and West Brom have got injury problems themselves. I think they made a lot of changes. West Ham's team looked fairly strong on paper to me, and they lost that match. So.
Yeah.
I can't separate these. Are they actually going to score in this one? No, I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw in this fixture, and they'll both pick up a point. And we've got a cluster of teams now from 19th, 18th, 17th, 16th and 15th. There's only 2 points separating them now, so those teams really need to start to pick up a couple of wins, and it could get them out of that sort of danger zone. 0-0 for me in this fixture. Next up, we got the 5:30 fixture on Saturday between Manchester United and Wolves. Man United losing their last 2 fixtures in the league. That's 3 defeats now in their last 4 Premier League fixtures. Wolves find themselves 2 places below Manchester United. And you could say that Wolves were very unlucky to lose 2-1 against Liverpool in the last Premier League fixture as well. Man United losing, of course, 2-0 at home against Burnley. Not the best place to be at the moment, or be a Manchester United fan for all sorts of reasons, but we won't go into that. Terrible behaviour there, actually. So I'm going to go for a away victory in this fixture. I'm going to see Wolves to win this one 2-1. Traore to rip them apart.
Yeah, this is going to definitely be 2-0, especially with the way Man United have been playing recently, and they always seem to get destroyed by Wolves as well. I mean, Wolves have, I think, won their last 3 matches against them or something ridiculous. Or they have had some good form against them anyway, so I'm going to say a solid 2-0 victory to Wolves. They're going to keep a clean sheet. Adama Traore is going to get on the score sheet, and probably Jimenez or Saiss as well, so 2-0. Next up, moving on to the Sunday fixtures, we have Burnley versus Arsenal. Arsenal just getting draws left, right and centre, whereas Burnley moving up the table, 2 wins in their last 2 matches as well, after they went on a terrible run of form. But at Turf Moor, really strong at home traditionally Burnley are, and Arsenal, they're just, where can you predict them, honestly? They're like draw merchants at the moment, but I can see it definitely being 1-0 to Burnley.
Really, I think Arsenal have got a very, very good record against Burnley over recent seasons. Something like they've won their last 5 or 6 fixtures against the Claret and Blues. Can we call them the Claret and Blues even? Burnley. It is at Turf Moor. Burnley have a fantastic result against Manchester United last time out, and prior to that, they beat Leicester as well. So Arsenal can't take anything for granted. Since Arteta's come in, he has kind of turned things around. Okay, they are in 10th position, but they've only lost 1 match now in their last 6 Premier League fixtures. So it could be a draw. It looks like it's going to be a draw, but I think Aubameyang's back. They're scoring goals now. So I'm actually going to go for an away win to the Gunners in this one. I'm going to stick my neck out. They'll probably let me down, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to the Gunners. The final fixture of the weekend, and this takes place at 4:30 on Sunday, and that's between Spurs against Manchester City. Since Mourinho's come in, they've really shored up their defence. Tottenham, it's Mourinho against Pep Guardiola. If if they've got aspirations of the title now, if they're going to have to win this fixture,
they're going to have to
win everything and hope that Liverpool trip up. They probably won't. But with Tottenham not conceding that many goals, I can only see Manchester City scoring the one.
Yeah.
But I don't see Tottenham scoring this one. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 away victory to the Citizens in this final fixture of the weekend.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm actually going to go for a 2-0 victory to Man City. I think Pep is going to want to show a statement and just pray that Liverpool are going to possibly bottle it, but I can't see it happening now. I think Tottenham's defence might hold out for a little bit, but then Man City will just go on their dominant spree, probably get 2 goals in about 5 minutes, and then I think it'll be 2-0 to Man City. Tottenham are definitely parking the bus in this one.
And Aguero is back amongst those goals as well.
Back, yes.
Okay, so that concludes our predictions for week 25 of this, the 2019-2020 Premier League season. As usual, I'm going to leave a template of these fixtures in the description. If you want to play along at home, all you need to do is copy and paste them into a comment, make your predictions, and light the lights off. At the moment, we think it's David Redgrift, Hassan Ali. You could get a shout out in the next video, and on Friday evening I'm going to be picking somebody at random to represent you guys, the viewers, who go up against myself and Nathan in our little league table. Now before we go, Nathan, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, so much I'll link in description below.
And I think you're currently in the middle of the edit of the Cardiff City.
Yeah, Cardiff West Brom, that'll be out in the coming days, and then the Reading vlog should be out some point this weekend. Keep your sub boxes on, guys.
Fantastic. Hope you all have a good weekend, guys. Enjoy the football. Remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that jazz, as all these YouTubers seem to say. And we'll see you in the next video.
Cheers, guys.